You know, guys, today we are going back to my youth. We are doing a great dish that my grandma always made. We're doing fried chicken livers. Man, they're gonna be so good. I cannot wait to show you. We're gonna do a little cool gravy. Man, some nice green beans to go with it. So let's get busy over here in the kitchen. This is cooking today. So today is a great little dish. Man, I love chicken livers. I really like chicken livers. They're really good. They're really inexpensive. And Tyson has them in the grocery store. They're in this little 1.25 pounder, pound and a quarter. Man, really good. They're in their own liquid. And I'm going to just leave them there for just a second, okay? You want to make sure you refrigerate it. It won't be there very long. But our first job will be to make our flour. We got to get a good base. We want to have a good mix so that we can coat these and get them in the fryer. It's real simple, about a cup of all-purpose flour in the large bowl. And I'm really going to love on these, okay? So we're going to spice them up a little bit. This is going to be about a tablespoon of cayenne. I mean, love. Love. That's what I'm talking about with the chicken livers. They need so much love. Black pepper, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to open up the other end of the toned spice. Black pepper. This is the restaurant grind, and I'm going to give my flour about a good teaspoon. And then what I need to do is just salt real good. But we'll also take the time with the chicken livers. Once we get them out of this container and get them drained, we'll season them up as well. And once we get all set up here, you know what? We're going to add one other ingredient. We're also going to hit it with about a tablespoon of granulated garlic. Can't forget the granulated garlic. Right in the flour. So we'll grab a whisk. We're going to mix this up real good. The cayenne pepper is probably going to change the color of the flour to kind of a pinkish color. Give it a little bit of an orange or a red hue look to it. But you should be able to see the peppers in there. You just want to make sure you get it combined. Just mix it up like that. Perfect. Now we're going to set that aside. And I already have my oil going. I want to make sure the oil's good and hot so when we come and put our first ones in, it'll be ready to go. But we're going to take our container with our livers right to the back and right to the sink. I'm going to just drain them real good. Now I don't need the container anymore, so I just want to give a good drain of these, and I'm going to bring it over here in this bowl just so I can continue to drain them. And what I'll do, salt, and I'll toss. Salt, and a little bit of a toss there, just to continue the draining, but to make sure that I get all the livers good and seasoned, just like that. That is looking great. Now what we'll do, we're going to go right into our flour like this. Okay? And you just have to get dirty with the chicken livers. It's just one of those things. I'm going to get my hands right in, but I'm going to start at the bottom, pulling up the flour and tossing the livers as I go. Look at that. It coats really easy once you just get the flour that's sitting underneath. Once you get it going, and you really need to move them around with your hands, make sure you get all of it coated really good. and we'll shake off the excess before we get them into the fryer. But we want to get a good coating. And you, man, if you like a good crispy on your chicken livers, you can use buttermilk, just whatever you want to do, whatever you like to do frying. This is real simple for me. Kind of how this is how my grandma did it. She doted over her chicken livers for hours. And just it turned out just the simplest dish. Just like that. Now, what we're going to do is set these aside. I'm going to get a good wash on my hands. So I was playing with the chicken livers. So we'll get a good wash going here. Make sure our hands are clean. Because guys, when we come back, we are going to get these guys frying over here. Man, we have some really cool green beans that we're going to make to go with this. We're probably going to make some gravy out of the leftovers in this pan right here. So you guys come back with me. This is cooking today. Man, the chicken livers are great on their own. We're going to add a nice flour base to it for frying. We're going to add some cayenne, some garlic, salt and pepper right to the flour to give it good flavor. Guys, welcome back. Man, I've got some beautiful livers already fried up here. And I wanted to get a little bitty batch fried just to save us a little bit of time. And man, they turned out good. You really just want to shake off all the excess here. You have to be cautious too. Make sure your oil is not super hot. You want to make sure of that because these guys will get little pockets of air. It's a liver. Okay, it'll get a little pocket of air in there and it pops, man. You know, when you're frying something, it's not about the actual oil that you're using. It's about the moisture that builds up inside of whatever it is you're cooking. So when you're frying, you're really boiling from the inside out, whatever it is you're making. And these guys will get a good pocket of air and they'll pop and it'll get you. So you have to be real careful. Just make sure you got that oil turned down real low. It won't take them long to cook at all, I promise you. Once we get them all in there, just start moving them around the pan. These are going to be good. Okay, and that's it. Let me wash my hands real quick. And you just have to be real careful. You have to make sure you're with them the whole time. But those look great. That's perfect. Not going to be too spicy. Just going to be right. Okay, so we're going to move on. While that's cooking, I'm going to keep my eyes on it. I'm going to grab some bacon here. I've also got some red onion. And I need one of those. I'm going to grab the biggest one I got in the bag here for our green beans. What we're going to do, we'll take this bacon. It's probably about 1/4 pound. Just the end of the Wright's brand bacon that we have. We want to get it diced up. For our green beans, we need the bacon fat. We need to cook the onions down after we get the fat rendered. Man, it's going to be a good coating for our green beans. Going to give them some good flavor. Kind of a southern thing. Being an Alabama boy, man, with bacon, everything. Bacon, everything. I grew up with bacon. I could turn into a slab of bacon. Bite me, I'm telling you, I taste just like the pig. So good. So good. Okay, so we'll get this onion all cleaned up. Get the other half just cleaned up. And what I want to do with these, instead of just doing a cube, we're going to do a nice julienne so that our onions really have, you can really see them in there. We want them real prevalent in our green beans. So we'll just go and do a half ring, just straight across like that. Perfect. And look at this. We got to check these guys. Where did my tongs go? They're right here. Look at this. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about right there. Got the burner turned down to about medium, not frying too fast, not too slow. These are going to be so good. The first batch turned out great. These are great. But I just want to make sure that I avoid any problems with grease flying around the kitchen, okay? So we're going to grab another pan here for our green beans. And I need this guy right here. We're going to sell him to this right here. And that is our front burner. We'll get it set up for high. The first thing we need to do is get our bacon rendered. And it's not going to sizzle. I just put that pan on there. It'll be okay to bring it up to temp slowly here, because I really want to keep an eye on my livers. Got to just make sure you get it all turned in there. And they don't take very long to cook either. But boy, does that look good. My grandma would be so proud of me right now, let me tell y'all. She would be so proud. So we'll get our bacon stirring. You want to make sure that you get it all split up. Each one of the little dice pieces separated, so that once it does start rendering, it'll cook really evenly. See some good steam happening in the bottom right now. And what I'm going to do is season this up. I need to add a little bit of salt to it, but I need more than anything to add black pepper to it. So we'll make sure we cover all this good bacon with some black pepper. And then once we get the green beans in here, we will season it again to taste. Make sure you always do that. That is going to be great. And once we get these going, we'll get our onions in here, man. It's going to be good. You guys come back with me. We're going to keep on rolling with the dish. We're going to get these livers out, man, get the green beans finished. Make a nice, simple, quick little gravy for you to go with it all. You guys check it out. This is Cooking Today. Stick around. And I'm just going to advise you to be real cautious of the temperature of your oil. You want to make sure that your burner is medium to medium low, and you get an air pocket inside the liver, it'll pop, and you just don't want to cause any injury to anybody. All right, everybody, welcome back. Man, and we got our bacon is rendered really good. You can see the liquid that's just rolling out of that bacon. Looks great. We're going to add our onion right to that. Just get our onions sauteed up real good here. That's going to be nice with our green beans. We've already peppered and salted it, and we'll season it again in just a little while. And now, I've already added a quarter or just a half a stick of butter here with what was left over of a quarter of a pound. So what I'm going to do is just make a little easy roux. I got a little bit of flour left over right here. And just, you know, it's about a quarter of a cup. And we just want to get it going. Real simple little gravy. And what's happening is all that scrapings that was on the bottom from the chicken livers, I'm trying to get those up off the bottom. I want to scrape it around to where every point I can see the actual skillet, like that. So, I mean, just a little bit of roux, not too much. We'll come here with our warm chicken stock. Just start adding it slow to that pan. We'll just let that come up to temperature. Let it thicken up on its own. That's going to be a good little gravy. And we got the extra chicken stock for when this happens. And you see how quick it gets thick. You see that? Look at that. So we'll just add a little bit more till we get it the exact consistency we want. Super simple. This is how my granny did it. She would just stir. She add a little bit of stock. Just stir till she got the gravy right where she wanted it. She would also add some real good fresh herbs, so we'll add a little bit of fresh parsley to that gravy. And now what I'm going to do here is add our green beans right into our pan with our onions. Oh, baby, that gravy looks good. Now, it's not going to hurt anything for me to just use that same stir. Look at that. The reason why I wanted to use the red onions instead of yellow onions in this is just for that color. That beautiful look that these are going to have on the plate, man. That bacon in there. And right now the goal is to get every one of those green beans coated with some of that bacon fat. Just tossing it up. You can see just how it adheres right to those guys. And now it's just a process of cooking those to get them real nice and hot. So I'm going to season it again with salt just to make sure it's seasoned good. And a little bit more black pepper. We'll give it a dusting. Just like that. Man, I'm going to check my gravy. Look at the consistency here. Look, I mean, you get it how you like it. I love that. Super easy. I'm telling you, my grandma would be very, very proud of her little boy. I was her little boy, and there's nothing little about me, but she loved me. Beautiful. Oh, man. Excellent. The only thing I want to do to that, I'm going to add a little bit of crushed red pepper flake. Give it a little spice. That's all it needed. A little bit of love. And now, you really just want to let that cook, because you don't want to taste any of the flour. You just want to finish up your green beans. You got to keep tossing these just so they get good and hot throughout. Really coated well with the bacon fat. Let that finish up. We're going to grab a plate and get ready here. So I got to show you guys what we've done. Got some really nice chicken livers here. We'll take our chicken livers, sell them right to our plate. They're crispy. They turned out wonderfully. So good. You hear that crunch? Oh. Oh. It doesn't get any better than that. Our green beans are right there. So we'll take our gravy first. Go right over to our chicken livers. And we're going to sell those guys just some gravy on top. Just give them some good gravy. If you want to serve mashed taters with this, that'd go great too, with the gravy. Just give them some love. Look at that beautiful herb in there. And we'll come with our hot green beans, ready to go. Some bacon, some onions. Those right on the plate. Look at that. That's what I'm talking about right there. Oh my heavens. Oh my heavens. It is made with so much love. Always give it a little herb. Beautiful. Fried chicken livers with green beans. Oh man, this is cooking today.